Hey everyone, how are we all doing? Okay, so before I get started, I'm doing this video like this because I'm testing out if I can get my equipment working properly. I also have been debating this topic for some time now, but something I saw earlier, well, not long ago, kind of triggered me to actually do this video. Now, I'm not going to try and butcher the school's name, but you'll notice it there in the title. I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to upset anyone or offend anyone by saying it wrong. I don't know if this video's going to go out even. I don't know if it's going to work. But I'm hoping. I clicked on a video earlier and there was a woman walking in the park doing a stream. And she picked up a bag. Sorry. And she said that she was carrying weapons. Numerous weapons for that matter. A knife, a gun, a mace in her back pocket. And it made me think of this school and the many other schools that I've been reading about. Now, here in the UK, we've only ever had one incident in a school like this, and that was Dunblane. And that was the 13th of March, 1996. And, you know, I'll never forget it. That was in Scotland. I'm in Wales. But as you can imagine, just like in America, it was all over the news everywhere. And it was heartbreaking. So many who lost their lives. And it makes me wonder, why are your arms so important to you? Your children have to go to school and do drills. For if somebody comes into school with a weapon, I couldn't bear that. We had one incident and our laws were changed. The Second Amendment, now let me just make sure I'm getting this right because I don't want to get this mistaken. I would look like a right. The Second Amendment was written December the 15th, 1791. The right to bear arms. And in 2022, people are still living by that to this day. But I don't understand why. The person that I was watching had put her bag down. And she picked it up saying she had to grab it because she was concerned in case a kid did run up and grab it. By the fact she'd already put it down. She'd already started to walk away from her bag. Anybody, literally anybody, could have run past suddenly and grabbed it. And they would have two weapons in their hand. Two. Someone could have came on a bike, quickly passing her. But she'd put it down on a bench and started to walk away. Now, how do I go about this? When I watch the news, and I've been reading about it, and the police didn't go in for an hour. An hour! How many of those babies could have been saved if they'd gone in there? If they put those kids first? Because I'm sorry, but they didn't. They were more concerned over their own lives than the children in our school. I couldn't imagine being outside that school, because I would want to be in there. I would want to be getting every one of those children out. That would be my first and only thought, to get those babies out of that school. But the survivors of the Dunblane incident massacre, they sent a message a couple of years ago to Florida. I want to remind you of what they said. So I'm going to play that for you now. I want to remind you what the survivors of Dunblane said to the people in Florida. So I'm just going to get that up. One second, please. Because I think this message is really important. And I think it's a good reminder to remind people. Okay. Let me get rid of some of these up here. I don't need those. Okay, share.
Students of Marjorie Stoneham Douglas School. On the most poignant day of the year for us, we wanted to reach out and offer our deepest and most heartfelt sympathies to you, to your teachers, and to the families and friends of those who lost their lives at your school on the 14th of February.
We have watched and listened with tremendous admiration as you have spoken out for what you believe should happen now, a significant change in the availability of guns in your country.
22 years ago, our own lives were devastated when a gunman walked into Dunblane Primary School in Scotland and shot dead 16 5- and 6-year-old children and their teacher and injured many more. The child victims were our sons and our daughters, our brothers and our sisters.
Damn, I was muted and I forgot. It breaks my heart. It really does break my heart to see this happening over and over. These children should be here today. They should be getting ready for their school summer holidays. They should be playing in the garden, doing everything children do. It's just so sad.
The teacher was our wife, our sister and our mother.
The gunman owned legal weapons, and it was so easy for him to obtain these legal weapons. And like you, we vowed to do something about it.
Most politicians listened and acted. Laws were changed, handguns were banned, and the level of gun violence in Britain is now one of the lowest in the world. There have been no more school shootings.
We persuaded the British lawmakers not to be swayed by the vested interests of the gun lobby. We asked them to put public safety first and to heed the will of the majority of the British people.
We want you to know that change can happen.
It won't be easy, but continue to remind everybody of what happened at your school and the devastation that can be caused by just one person and just one legally owned gun. Never let anyone forget.
There will be attempts to divide you, to deflect you, and doubtless to intimidate you, but you have already shown great wisdom and strength.
We wish you more of that wisdom and strength for this toughest of tasks, one that will be so important in order to spare your fellow Americans having to suffer the way that you have.
Wherever you march, whenever you protest, however you campaign for a more sensible approach to gun ownership, we will be with you in spirit.
Tonight, we will be lighting 17 candles for those who died in Dunblane and remembering the 17 whose lives were lost in Parkland. Our thoughts will be with every other victim of gun violence.
We offer you our full support for the March for Our Lives and truly hope you are successful. It can be done.
Do you know what? I am brain dead. I wanted to remind you of that message and to remind you that it can be done. We did it here. We did it here in the UK. Our gun crime hardly exists. Nothing compared to what it does in the States. Is it not time to put your children ahead of something that was written in 1791? Do you really love your guns that much? The children are going to school and not coming home. Can't imagine the pain the family's going through, the heartache. Because we don't have things like that here in the UK. Nothing like over there. And it's hard to know how to end this video. I don't want to ask you to like it. That don't seem right. These babies should be going to bed tonight. Instead, their parents are home heartbroken. When does the time come to say enough is enough? When does the time come to say we need to stop this? Because it's going to take the people to come together and to fight for it. Only then will it be successful. Only then will your children be safe. My heart breaks for each and every person affected by this horrible thing that should never have happened. And every time the guns are legally owned, and normally by young boys with mental health issues who've been bullied every day. I knew what it was like to get bullied, but I never even dreamed of doing something like this. But for some, it's the only way they see out. And they need help. And my heart breaks. So, like I said, I don't even know if this is going to go up. Depends on what the quality is like. If it's bad, then it won't go up. So, I'm going to end this here. I'm going to say thank you for listening to me. And I'm going to say goodnight, because that's the only way I know how to end this. Otherwise, nothing seems right. Good night, all.